Fools.
All right, well, let's get started with a little boom, boom, ba-doom, boom, ba-doom, boom, ba-doom, boom, ba-doom, boom, boom, ba-doom, ba-doom, boom, ba-doom, boom, ba-doom, boom. I listened to Oasis last night after reading this book because I was real depressed and my body took over. I wanted Oasis. I put on my headphones and in the bathroom, I just danced and listened to
Did you really?
Wonderwall like 4 times. This is a true story.
Wow.
Really?
It's an important piece of data about myself to know that what brings me back from the brink is the British invasion.
Yeah.
So you're in the bathroom with headphones. Are you wearing clothes?
Yeah, why'd you choose the
Yeah, I'm
bathroom?
clothed.
You're clothed.
That's where I was.
Okay. It's not like that's like your only place of solace is the bathroom.
No, Kate's asleep right on the other side of this door, and I was just taking a poo, and I had my headphones, and I thought, Wonderwall, that's what I need right now. Welcome to Biblia Fools. We're back, and we're scared. I am Evan Cannell. I'm here with Kyle Dunchie.
I'm also scared. Surprise, surprise. Surprise, surprise.
And Mykylan Rowe.
I was already having an existential crisis and depressed, so this is great.
Did it turn it up, or did it sort of just push you over the absurdism edge?
You know, sometimes reading and this podcast is a nice escape, and, you know, there was no escape this time. It was just like, oh, yeah.
This is by
Not this
far,
week.
yeah, this is the most unpleasant experience I've ever had reading a book.
Yeah, I've been kind of going through like, oh, I'm turning 30. What am I doing with my life? And then reading this book made me remember I'm turning 30. It doesn't matter what I've done with my life.
That's right. Well, on that happy note, just a little foreshadowing where we're going.
Yeah.
This is a show where we read books, so you don't have to. So remember in school, when instead of doing the reading, we would just like all read the Cliff Notes? We're that, but with jokes. This week, the book was a doozy.
Oh
How did
my
this
gosh.
book make you feel?
What I texted the group chat, and this is true, is I tried to get through it as fast as I possibly could because I'm like, I don't want a dark cloud hanging over me.
Yeah, the
All
dark
right.
cloud that already hangs over me started to rain.
Well, we won't blue ball the listeners anymore. We're gonna bring you along for our existential panic because this week we're talking about Nuclear War: A Scenario by Annie Jacobson. This is a detailed look at the current state of the people, protocols, and expected consequences of a nuclear war in the format of a minute-by-minute breakdown of what that war would look like. So the hypothetical scenario starts with a single nuclear missile being launched from North Korea, directed at Washington, D.C., after which the world does what it would almost certainly do in that event, which is collapse into chaos, absolute chaos of fireballs, fallout, and one particularly annihilated zoo. That was rough.
This is like halfway through the book, and then she's like, oh yeah, what about all the animals in the zoo who can't get out? Their fur will light on fire, and they will all die in the most terrible way. If you thought you were sad in this book, she's like, I can make you sadder. I can make it worse.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
it's an interesting thing because, Evan, you made me read a book about my death because I live in New York City.
That's true. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, immediately murdered.
Yeah, it's rough for you. They
was
address
so
New
funny.
York specifically.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
yeah.
talk about
I
New
know.
York.
That was fun.
I calculated it for all of us, and I spent a lot of time after calculating, and I think I'd be okay in my location. I mean, no one's going to be okay. We'll talk about that, how no one will be okay after
Nobody.
a scenario like this. But I'm like, I might survive the initial blast. Evan will probably survive the initial blast. Mac is screwed. Mac is screwed.
I will not.
No matter what.
And any of
Absolutely.
the fallout. There's no...
Speaking of animals on fire, I wish my dog would get lit on fire right now. I don't know if you can hear her
Hey.
barking, but
It's Murph
Just kidding.
barking.
Yeah, we can't. Wait, what's your dog's name?
Murphy
Murph.
Murph? Like,
for
is it-
Interstellar.
Yeah, nice. Murphy's Law. Nice.
Amazing. So it was my week to choose this one, and I don't know what, like, I didn't know what we were getting into.
You son of
This
a
is-
bitch.
So our good pal,
Asshole.
Hunter Harmer, shout out Hunter in the form of like, let's blame him, not me. Love you, Hunter.
This is the first shout out Hunter is getting is we're blaming him for the worst book we've read. That's not fair.
He's the coolest person I know. He just got married on like a cliff in Moab. Okay,
Seriously.
so like he's higher. We need to take him down, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's too happy. And clearly he's too happy because he's like, oh, it's a fun book.
I love him to death, but this is such a Hunter book.
It's because he's
He
super
was like-
smart and he loves to think about this shit. Like, he's just a really smart guy.
He's a genius.
Asshole.
He is. Also, my favorite director of all time, Denis Villeneuve, who made Arrival and Dune, is directing the movie of this book. So it had to be done at some point. We were going to read this book, just getting it over with here. So.
I didn't know. That's interesting. I didn't know they're making a movie about it. Man, that movie's going to be sad as hell.
So the book takes place any day now. It's really like, this book did come out in 2024. So it could be any day. The first chapter is titled 4/10 of a second after launch, because that's how fast we would know. The United States early warning satellites pick up the plume of smoke left by a single ICBM launched from a field in North Korea. ICBM is Intercontinental Ballistic Missile. It's a big old rocket, goes to space, and then the warheads come down. So data is transmitted, and within 3 seconds, people on the ground are alerted to the launch. In 30 seconds, they know the missile is headed to the East Coast, and within 60 seconds, alarms start blaring at military bases all over the country.
I thought it was interesting that I didn't realize that it takes 30 minutes. I thought it was quicker than that. So it is this really interesting window where it's like people are like, something terrible is going to happen. What do we do in this short time frame?
Well, and it's, especially living in New York, it's like for 30 minutes, you just have to be a full episode of the TV show Friends. You just have to accept your death.
And I would not recommend that as your last 30 minutes, but hey, that's just me. Some might love that.
If I needed to watch a 30-minute sitcom for the last 30 minutes of my life, weirdly enough, I feel like Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I feel like that would be, it's the right amount of silly, you know?
Okay.
There you go. Incredible. So, yeah, 30 minutes is like how long DC has before the nuclear bomb hits, which, like, yeah, Kyle, you said you thought it might be a little bit shorter than that. That is not a lot of time when you just like woke up and went to your job, and now the place that you're working is like, you have 30 minutes to get like miles and miles away, or else you're going to just explode. Crazy. Yeah. There are a lot of people doing a lot of things at this point, but there are a few characters who play a particularly important role in the story.
Yeah, I couldn't cast this one.
All right, so let's go through the roles, and then I do want to cast it. So the first role is POTUS. I'm going to use the like fancy military acronyms. POTUS, the President of the United States, the Commander-in-Chief of the military. So this person has sole authority to order nuclear weapon launches. In his wallet, he carries what's called the biscuit, which contains the launch codes without which nukes won't even work. I thought it was weird it's just in his wallet.
And it's hilarious that they call it a biscuit.
Yeah, that's such a sweet name for such a terrible thing.
Just a cute little name for a weapon of mass destruction.
It's a biscuit.
I got a little biscuit.
Take a look at the wallet biscuit.
I'm gonna butter my biscuit, or everybody's dead.
Everyone's dead in the worst way possible.
Most presidents, this is another little factoid, most presidents don't really like want to know. They're briefed only in the very like most basic details of what would happen. So most presidents would be totally confused. They wouldn't know their role or what they need to do or where they need to be. So, but they have ultimate deciding power. It's crazy.
You think about that a bit more when you're trying to be president, is like, there could come a time when I'm the person in charge of the deaths of maybe the entire world, but no, you just want to go to White House dinners. I don't know, all this dumb shiz, but it falls to you, guy. It falls to you, probably, guy. This responsibility.
Or girl.
So the mill aide, this is a guy, he's handcuffed to a briefcase, and he stays with the president all the time. The briefcase is called the nuclear football, which contains the Black Book, which is basically a choose-your-own-adventure of death. It's a bunch of options for like bundles of strike targets and weapons that the president can select from, like menu style, based on who's attacking and what kind of attack it is. So he just chooses like, okay, option Charlie, and then like missiles are in the air.
It's so casual. It's so casual how this would go, because it's like, maybe I'll send 30 nukes to Russia, maybe a few, I don't know, maybe to China. I don't know. What do you think?
Should we get some Pakistan on the table?
Yeah.
If we nuke Pakistan, would everybody be cool if we nuked Pakistan? Okay, guys, let's. I know you'll nuke Pakistan.
Yeah, let's get around for North Korea. And it's so terrible how casual this is. I hate it.
It is awesome though that there's a guy with the president all the time with a briefcase, like all the time, like everywhere. I just want to know, like, what if they didn't get along? Like,
Oh, well, I just imagine the guy right now who's with, like, Trump.
you think he ever, like, speaks up? You know, Trump's like, should we do maybe 115% tariffs more than we're already doing? And he's like, it's like, hey, maybe not. Like,
No.
things are getting expensive. And he's like, shut the fuck up, Carl. Nobody asked you.
I guarantee
You carry
he
the
goes-
briefcase.
When he talks to his wife after work, she is just like, stop, shut up. I can't. You're just always sad and depressed. This is the worst stuff.
Also, for a
I don't
lot
wanna
of
hear.
these jobs, how do you get this job? How do you become the guy like with the briefcase?
Sounds like a punishment.
Yeah, really. It's
Somebody
so
lost a
much
bet.
responsibility. How do you end up with this very, very specific job? I don't know.
The chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. That's the next one. He's the highest ranking member of the military. This is the guy closest to the president who's actually prepared for this. So he doesn't have the authority to make the orders, but he's in charge of basically telling the president what to do.
Seems backwards. He's a lot more informed, but he can't ultimately make the decision. Whatever.
I think
Yeah,
it's like
well-
a checks and balances thing, but it all falls apart in this scenario
Yeah.
because there's just no time for checks and balances.
Yeah, you don't have time
we
for,
got-
like, the war's starting. Let me talk to my guy. Let me check in real quick.
Come sit on my lap. Let's talk about these nuclear codes.
Then we got Stratcom Commander. Strategic Command is what Stratcom stands for. This is the place in the movies where there's the giant map screen with like missiles and countdowns, and it's like a dark room, and they're like, Mr. President, what should we do? That's Stratcom. And that screen is real, and it's IMAX theater sized, which is kind of badass.
That is
I
awesome.
think. Once the orders are made, this is the guy who actually executes the launches. And as we'll see, this guy, he's the guy. He gets ultimate power very quickly, and then he just annihilates the whole world.
Ugh.
Yep. Then SecDef. So this is Secretary of Defense. This guy's kind of the third wheel in the triad of people making decisions. So if the Joint Chief's sitting on the president's lap, this guy's like on the other leg,
Other knee.
you know?
And
Yeah,
he's bouncing them both just like they like it.
Yeah, he's sort of like also the sixth in line to be commander-in-chief in case the 5 people above him die, which foreshadowing they freaking die. So
Yeah, they die.
It's crazy how fast they're like, the 12th person in line could quickly become the first person with the level of destruction here.
Yeah.
yeah,
And
exactly.
It's so funny to me that there's all these, like, checks and balances. It's just like, it's the human want to control chaos. It's like we have all these systems in place, but they do fall apart immediately. And like the book just so quickly illustrates. Yeah, so we have this, and then we have this, and then if anything happens, it all falls apart and none of it matters.
It's all to make us feel better. You're right.
It's
That's
just
right.
made up bullshit.
That costs like billions and billions and billions of dollars.
It's just a bunch of
Wow.
mall cops who aren't allowed to actually chase thieves.
It really, like, I hate how right you are.
Yeah.
It's just wild. These are people's jobs. They like
In
fight
review,
tooth
we've
and
got-
nail for these jobs.
It's made up. It's all made up.
I don't know how it happens, but so in review we've got POTUS, the mill aide, the guy with the briefcase, chairman of the Joint Chiefs. He knows what's going on, but he can't make decisions. Stratcom Commander, he's the one that's turning the keys and launching the missiles, and then SecDef, who is also kind of involved and in the line of succession if people die.
So I don't have people to cast. I have personalities. I think the mill aide needs to be like someone who's kind of freaky because they're handcuffed the whole time. Maybe the guy who played Buffalo Bill in Silence of the
Levine.
Lambs. Ted Levine. He's great at being a creep. I love that.
Or
I like that.
who's Late Night with the Devil?
Oh, David
Yeah.
something. That'd be
Das
perfect.
Malchin.
That-
Something. I saw him in the airport the other day.
Really? Oh, you should have asked him to
Wow.
be in this
In our fake movie.
in our fake movie.
No, I think he's a perfect mill aide because
Yeah,
he's
he'd be
also
great.
he could be mill, like he's a big guy.
Def is someone who's. I want like a Rick Moranis. Who's like. I don't know. I think that'd be sweet. We need to have a real sweet guy somewhere.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
He's-
like
he's
that.
a sweetie.
He's a sweetheart for sure.
Stratcom Commander, somebody that's just like cold and methodical. I was thinking Christian Bale, but like Vice Christian Bale, you know? He's
Okay,
just
yeah.
like, he doesn't give a crap.
Yeah, I like that. I want Ben Mendelsohn.
Oh, that'd be good. I like Ben Mendelsohn. He's got that lisp, but
Yeah,
but
like
you
that
have to take him
Australian-
seriously.
just I don't even want him to pretend to not be. I don't want him to be American at
He's
all.
blatantly
just,
Australian.
he's like, all right, here we go, and we get a kill. Looks like China is gone. Bloop, there we go.
He's like, let's not nuke Australia for personal reasons. Like, what?
Australia's just gonna be just fine. Well, I didn't hear that. What'd you say? No, I missed it. Anyway.
So that you say that was the Joint Chief of Staff is Ben Mendelsohn?
No, that's Stratcom Commander.
Yeah,
Joint
yeah.
Chief of Staff will be Larry the Cable Guy.
No, I'm thinking. Wait, just
I ignored all these titles because they scared me. So Evan, you broke them down a lot more.
Chairman of the Joint Chiefs has just got to be somebody that's like very competent. I feel like that guy from Pulp Fiction that comes in and cleans up, you know?
well, yeah, Harvey Keitel.
That guy.
Oh yeah, he'd be great.
And then POTUS, because of how he dies, I want Tom Hanks. And I know that's a dark thing to say, but I feel like
Okay, that's perfect actually.
I want Tom Hanks.
That's actually perfect.
Weirdly, I was leaning towards Marty Short.
Marty Short. Okay, can we just cast
I don't know why.
Short as the president, Chevy Chase is the middle aide. I just want to cast the whole three amigos.
The three of me. Yeah,
Steve Martin as the chief of staff.
I love that. Yeah. And then the Stratcom commander is Lorne Michaels.
All right, so we have. Well, no, I think we'll keep going. I don't know that we need to like perfectly nail it down.
I think that casting all of the people from SNL, like original SNL, is a great idea, and they should just fucking do it.
There you go.
Don't think it's a bad idea.
Somehow, I think Denis Villeneuve and Steve Martin working together. I don't see it.
The best movie of all time would be Martin Short as POTUS and Steve Martin, and Martin Short is just roasting the guy with the nuclear football for 2.5 hours, and then at the end they blow up. Perfect movie.
All right, now that the stage is set, let's jump into the actual scenario. So, remember, we've got 30 minutes before the warhead reaches the East Coast. At this point, we're almost positive that it's headed for Washington, D.C. in what's called a decapitation attack, where the goal is to take out the leadership to try and cripple a nation's ability to retaliate. The president, theoretically, has 6 minutes to decide, but that 6 minutes is filled with everyone just yelling at him and telling him what to do, and the Secret Service physically manhandling to various locations. It's a chaotic 6 minutes.
Yeah, so they're like, he has 6 minutes, and you're like, I mean, you can make maybe a decision. That's not a lot of time, but it's the most unproductive 6 minutes any human being can have because of what's going on.
I can't even pick a show to watch before bed in 6 minutes. I don't know. I just don't understand how you, like, if I was next to the president and then I found out that we were about to be nuked, I'm just walking out the front door and leaving. I'm not going to, like, cool, we got to get you to safety, sir. No, I'm like, all right, well, see you guys.
Especially, it's coming directly to you.
Yeah, it's aimed at us. I'm not going to be like, let's make sure he's safe and can make a decision. No, I'm gone. I'm leaving. I'm getting a Subway sandwich.
And then shoving it right up my ass. Just kidding. Sorry. Tried new things. The end of the world.
You have 30 minutes, so you do whatever you want. If that's what you feel
in that 30
like...
minutes, I'm going to find out what it feels like to stimulate the male G-spot.
With the Subway sandwich. What bread are you choosing?
Oh, I'm going Italian. You know?
Oh, obviously. Duh.
Oh, yeah. Duh. Toasted.
Absolutely. It's a spicy meatball.
Oh, it's a very spicy meatball.
Eventually, the president is bullied into doing what the plan was all along. And that's the thing is, like, these decisions the president's making, they're largely for show. There is a plan, and they just have to bully him into saying, okay, do the plan. So the plan is, in this case, obliterate North Korea. Just take them out completely so they can't launch any more things. That's also called, like, reestablishing deterrence, is when you just, like, annihilate the other country so that everybody else can go back to not launching things.
And I want to talk about this for a bit, because initially I'm like, okay, now the president has the opportunity to kill thousands of innocent people. And I'm like, initially I'd be like, no, I don't want to do that. But in nuclear war, you can't win, because if you don't completely wipe them out, they can keep sending stuff at you. Like, you're endangering American lives. It's not as simple as, I don't want to hurt people. It's like, I also need to protect people. It gets complicated very quickly, and that was a very disturbing aspect of this.
Yeah, it reminds me of that Truman quote when he was talking to, I want to see if I can find it. I can't remember it, but when Oppenheimer is like, oh, I just feel like I have blood on my hands, and he was like, get this baby out of here. Like, we don't have time for this bitching and moaning. Like, it was us or them, and it's fascinating.
Yeah. Logic and, like, compassion and empathy goes out the window simply because you don't have time. Like, the game theory and, like, all of the war games that they've done on this it always goes to like everybody dies every single time.
Every time.
And it's like,
Yeah.
it's pretty complicated, like Kyle said, but it's further complicated. I know it was like a little sidebar here, but North Korea, I didn't know, is like has underground cities where everybody making decisions is going to be fine, right? So we can launch as many missiles as we want at them.
And
They're fine.
As someone who has spent a lot of time in Korea's airport on a layover, I think I'm uniquely qualified to speak on this. Yeah, man, North Korea is wild. Like the way they kept talking about North Korea, it's like a different planet. And so
Yeah.
they're like, yeah, they have these insane tunnels. It's like a tube city down there. All leadership's fine, but you're just going to be killing all the innocent people. And it's probably going to extend over to South Korea and all the servicemen we have in South Korea. Like, it's a lose-lose every damn time. I can't emphasize that enough.
Yeah, there's
Yes.
no win in this scenario or at all. And it drives me a big thing that just kept hitting me is how when you really boil it down to stuff like this, how insignificant we are.
As
You know,
citizens, as just like regular people.
yeah, like people in the country just all of a sudden don't like during when somebody's running for president, you're the most important. It's like we need you to vote. It's you specifically. Like if you don't vote, you're a piece of shit. And then the second there's like a nuclear attack, it's like, all right, so we're just numbers all of a sudden on
Serious.
a chalkboard,
Yeah.
and it's like who
Yeah.
cares? Nobody's sitting there being like, oh well, I hope McKylan that he dreams of being a successful actor one day. It's gonna be too bad that he gets annihilated. They don't even know. They don't care.
They don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the U.S. launches 50 of their 400 ICBMs and orders nuclear submarines to launch 30 warheads from the sea, after which the president is loaded into a helicopter. SecDef breaks protocol and orders himself to be flown to the nearest like mega bunker.
I mean, if you have the ability to save yourself in this scenario, like a lot of people are going to do it, as
Yeah.
SecDef does. Yeah, it all just happens fast. The president is manhandled. Like the way they just like they pick him up like almost like a little baby. No, not like a baby, but they pick him up and they just take him out against his will because they got to protect the president.
Yes.
Just imagine having to be the guy to like carry Donald Trump and
His
you're
little
just like,
cheese balls. Ugh.
it's like a garbage bag filled with yogurt.
And they just toss him into a helicopter. As the missiles are flying through space on their way to targets, U.S. gets another little surprise in our scenario. Turns out North Korea has had a little submarine over the course of weeks, by the way. It would take a very long time to do this. Slowly making its way across the ocean to the west coast. They launch a missile from a little over 100 miles from the coast that only takes 7 minutes to hit its target, which is a nuclear energy facility, and we have our first actual detonation of the book.
Yeah, I submarines are apparently the scariest shit that have ever been invented. They're everywhere. No one's talking about submarines. We should talk about submarines more. That's
all
what
the time. We
I
should
wanna
be constantly talking about submarines.
Seriously.
There's just little murder death tubes filled with people. Just little metal
Yeah.
dicks rolling around with guns in them.
So it is crazy. So a couple like submarine facts. I didn't realize they can get all of their missiles off in like 90 seconds, which is less time than if we had like a submarine trailing their submarine and we launched a torpedo the minute they launched their first missile. The torpedo wouldn't get there before all the nukes are off, and that represents 80 warheads, 80 cities in 90 seconds. And
What are
when
we
you launch
doing?
these things,
What are we doing? What is the point? Why? What are we doing? Oh, God. Nothing matters. There's just a bunch of guns everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
There's just guns pointed at all of us all the time.
And we don't even know about the guns. They're under the water.
There are these
They're-
big, scary tubes in the ocean.
I hate this book.
also, sorry, one little more thing.
That's
Oh, yeah.
Missiles that are launched, if you put a remote on them that could recall them, that remote could be theoretically like hacked and taken over. So they are unrecallable. When you hit that button, it's done. So that's fun.
Yeah, so in the scenario in the book, we know Washington's getting hit. That's catastrophic. And now they're like, oh, but they also popped up and hit a nuclear energy facility, which I thought, that can't be that bad. But then we learn quickly that's like the worst case scenario that is happening.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. It makes the fireball way bigger and then throws a lot of more like radioactive material and fallout. It's really bad. against the rules. But that's the whole point of this book, is that nobody cares. That's Rule 42, by the way.
Is it Rule 42? It talks about the rules of war and things, and then it's like, but then the next sentence, but nobody cares about the rules in nuclear war. And that's true.
On the way to a secure location, the Secret Service in the helicopter determines they won't be far enough away from DC when the bomb hits to avoid an EMP bricking the helicopter, so they tandem jump the president out, and then while they're in midair, it goes off. So we have our second detonation in DC, just annihilates DC.
That kills so many people, because the one at the nuclear energy facility was purely like, let's destroy. It wasn't about lives. It was about, destroying other things. But the one in DC is like, how many people can we kill at once? And that's what that nuke does. And it also knocks the president out of the way as he's jumping out of a plane.
And then we just see a bag of yogurt taped to some military guy.
Flopping in the wind.
Yeah, dude, that toupee just absolutely tatters.
Ripping off of his head.
Forget the people lighting on fire, man. That toupee's having a rough day.
It's gonna get its own body count. It's gonna hit one of the soldiers in the face, and then he can't breathe and hits the ground.
Yeah. In the book, the like parachute rips, and then the Secret Service agent that the president is tied to like cushions the blow, so he dies and the president survives. But I do like it better that the toupee like wraps around and suffocates him on the way down.
So he dies on the way.
He was long dead before they hit the ground.
I don't know Annie Jacobson's politics. This was written technically in the Biden administration, but I don't know like which president she had in mind. But the book keeps coming back to the president. Not because he plays any role in the story, just to like talk about how bad of a time he's having. He's like bleeding out in the forest, calling for help, and there's nobody there. And then we go back to nuclear war and people making decisions, and it's like, meanwhile, in a forest, the president is in so much pain, and presidents are weak. They've never served in the military. I'm like, who are you thinking of right now?
I think she just hates the presidency, which it makes sense, because like as you learn about this stuff, it's like, what the hell is even that guy? What is?
Yeah.
Like we worry about this so much. There's families that don't talk to each other anymore over this guy.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter what side of the aisle you're on. The president is just a stupid little bitch in this scenario. It's very much how she makes it say. And she keeps politics out of it, but she's like, the president is just a weak little person, and they will always be a weak little person in this scenario, and it's not fair to the rest of the world.
So I do want to clarify what I said earlier. I said Tom Hanks should do this role because of how he dies. It's not because I hate Tom Hanks. I love Tom Hanks. I can just see him like Castaway style. There's this dead Secret Service agent, and he's like, somebody help!
He said, right back to nuclear war.
All right. So turns out, despite the billions of dollars the world has poured into nuclear defense in the form of satellites, interceptor missiles, radar stations, none of the defensive stuff works at all. So because Russia's satellites are sideways, literally, there's apparently some space problem that's hard to get them to point at the Earth. So they are sideways, and they don't see that good. So they can't really tell where the missiles are going that we've launched at North Korea. And another little thing nobody tells you, in order to launch at North Korea, you have to launch missiles that then go over Russia. So Russia goes, I don't know what's happening. The United States just launched a bunch of nukes at us, and they just launch everything back. So now there are ICBMs headed to like the whole United States. Everywhere's getting blown up.
Yeah.
This part made me so mad because it's like Russia is a great country and has done some great things, produced some of the best authors of ever. Why can't you just get your stupid satellites right? Like the rest of the world has the satellites right, so they know who's attacking them. And because the world is paranoid, they're like, the U.S. just sent a bunch of nukes. We can't tell where they're going because our satellites suck for some stupid reason. We think they're coming at us. What do we do? And probably Vladimir, let's be real, probably Vladimir in this scenario is like, well, we just got to send them back because it's either us or them. And that's what it comes down to. So now it went from 2 nukes in the U.S. to all the nukes coming to the U.S. And it goes so bad so fast because people can't communicate. And Russia's satellites suck.
Yes, and also, like, from Russia's point of view, because I'm like, oh, that's so, like, wow, we'll just jump to conclusions, why don't you? But I'm also like, if there's like a 1% chance that you're about to get your whole nation blown up and wouldn't be able to retaliate, it's like, it does make sense. Like the logical next thing is to say, well, before our ability to retaliate is gone, let's launch everything. And they're like, okay, well, we're not sure it's headed at us. It's like, well, it doesn't matter. If there's a chance we lose everything, we kind of got to launch everything. It's rough.
You're totally right. And it's not that Russia is the bad guy in this scenario. Russia is doing the exact same thing the US would do in this scenario. The same any nation would do, where they're just like, yeah, it's either us or them, and we got to act fast, and they act. And that's what happens in every scenario, like you said, in every war game that's ever been played out.
Yes.
It's
so
dumb.
back in the US,
it is dumb.
The SecDev
it is so dumb.
It just makes me so. I'm like, what? What is the point? What are we doing? Like, they can't get the satellites right, and then they're gonna shoot us. We'll shoot them, and like we know the sign. Like, this is all. Everybody knows all this, and they're still like, yeah, but we'll do it.
Also, I want to talk about something I thought, because of movies and because of media and probably because of lies we've been told, that we have defenses for nuclear weapons that can shut down and shoot down the nukes and stuff, and that if a scenario like this were to happen, there's a chance that we could be okay because we have defenses in play. And Annie's like, nope, that's a lie. We don't have any real defenses for nuclear weapons coming at us. Like, that's just kind of bullshit.
It's in the United States. The SecDef made it to a bunker in time and is sworn in as commander-in-chief. The STRATCOM commander is aboard a doomsday plane where he can sort of just fly over the world as it explodes and just keep launching all the missiles. SecDef he makes a little speech, it's the cutest, about how, even though it's over for the United States, maybe Russia can live on if we just don't retaliate and we just be the change we wish to see in the world. And then everybody just shuts him down. They're like, nobody cares what you say. Like, we're basically going to force you to just authorize this and give us the codes. Whether you like it or not, we're launching everything we have at Russia.
And that's exactly what happens. So now everyone's firing everything at each other. Russia also, they don't only attack the US, they also send stuff to Europe and stuff and some of these other people that they consider enemies. So now it's not just, North Korea, the United States, and Russia. It's a lot of Europe's involved now too. So not looking great for the world.
The way that this works, the way deterrence works, and her whole point of this book is that deterrence is a stupid idea. Basically, it works until it doesn't, and then it makes everything like so much worse. All the stuff that we've put in place, it's like mutually assured destruction, right? So NATO has a rule that if one NATO country gets, and NATO's like the alliance of countries, a lot of Western Europe and then the United States, where one NATO country gets hit, they all have to retaliate. So Russia kind of has no choice. They're like, okay, well, Europe's going to hit us, so we got to hit them. And then now Europe launches everything that they have, and the United States launches everything that, they have. And so it's just like that. The whole system is rigged to explode the whole world.
Yeah. What do you think, Mikhail? You've been a little quiet. I'm wondering how well you're doing right now.
Yeah, it's just there is a chance that you could just blow up the whole world. And it's like, she just explains how stupid it is. And it's dumb. And it's just a dumb thing that we're doing. They just made all these things, and then they're like, all right, yeah, if one goes off, everybody dies. We kill each other. We actively all kill each other.
And not just each other, but we destroy the planet as well.
Yeah.
Like, all the sweet little animals, they're not coming back. These places are going to be covered in radiation for years and years and years.
It's kind of like if you don't want your kid to play with matches, and so you go, let's fill the house with straw and flares so that they know if they light a match, the whole thing is going to explode.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a good analogy.
That is a great analogy. And then the issue is, at any given moment, boom, no more house anymore.
Exactly.
Your whole family's dead.
Not even your child maliciously lighting a match. Somebody just happens to bump their keys against the wrong thing and there's a little spark and then boom. It can happen on accident. It's almost happened on accident 4 times where people saw a simulation tape that wasn't real, and so they're like, oh man, look, we're getting attacked. Or Russian sideways satellites where there's a cirrus cloud and they're like, look, that's a missile, should we launch? And then there's been 2 times, one dude on a submarine and one guy in Russia, where it's the right thing to do was retaliate, but they were like, I don't feel right about this. And those people should be heroes, but also they shouldn't have been in that situation. That's crazy.
The situation's ridiculous.
Yeah, the entire situation, and thank goodness that they saved humanity. Maybe we should talk about those guys a bit more. But also, like you said, they should have never been in that scenario. That's component.
Kyle has fallen apart. His brain melted down.
We held it together, and now it's just like, oh, God.
I just need a minute.
Let's wrap it up here. The world explodes. Each detonation It turns its target into a fiery hellscape. It throws a lot of radioactive ash and debris into the air that rain down as fallout and cover the... This is the part, dude, where Annie Jacobson, she just starts laying it on thick. She's like, okay, now we're going to talk in great detail how bad this is. In fact, we're going to skip over to a zoo, so now you're thinking about animals. And so it rains down fallout, covers the whole planet in a cloud of ash and smoke that blocks the sun, and it's radioactive, so it destroys the ozone layer. So there's a miniature ice age for 1 to 10 years, followed by ultraviolet radiation from the sun that makes the surface of the earth basically uninhabitable. So the only people that are surviving at this point is people who were underground or are underground now. Like, it's really bad. There's not like, oh, no, there were nukes over there, but thank goodness we weren't over there. It's like, no, everybody gets hit.
Yeah, everyone. And there's a quote that they mentioned twice, and it's a Russian leader. I might be thinking of Brezhnev because he has the best eyebrows in the game. Easy. Look up a picture of that guy.
You love Russians and Russia.
Yeah, no, he's got the best eyebrows in the entire world. Just look up that guy's eyebrows; they're insane. But the quote is that the people that you are gonna envy are the ones who died in the initial blast, because it was easiest for them. So in a weird way, Mikhailin, you in New York getting vaporized instantly, it's gonna be better than watching your beloved one's skin burn off, or watching people starve to death because there's no food anymore and have third-degree burns all over their body. And also they talk about radiation sickness, which is the worst thing that can happen. I don't understand it, but it's like all your organs decide they all want to be friends and just combine into a Pangea, and then you just bleed and poop, and your body just rejects it. So if you survive, you're not having a good time at all. Like, you're screwed if you survive. You're damned if you do, damned if you don't. All because these stupid ass people are just like jerking each other off, and I don't know.
That was my thing, because at the beginning of the book, she kind of talks about some of the people who started making these weapons. And I was like, why did nobody, like after Oppenheimer, why did nobody be like, hey, we're good, stop. Everybody stopped. Like, we did it.
No,
we made the big thing. When they were making the super, and they started just pumping out supers, just one person just being like, nah, let's not make these, let's not go down this path. And they're like, no, let's make them all, yeah. I'm like, for no reason. We had no reason to do it. Was just like, but what if somebody else does it?
Seriously.
Fucking losers.
And the whole time no one's like, maybe we should figure out how to defend against these things. And it's like, no, we just want more. We just want more of the bad thing. Let's not figure out a way to stop it. Let's just ramp up production and destroy the world. I don't know. I'm so mad at you, Evan.
I'm so sorry. It's Hunter Armour's fault. So
I won't blame Hunter. I refuse to blame Hunter.
I don't want to two-dimensionalize either. Like, there are some serious game theory where you don't want to be defenseless, and so I understand the logical path to how it happened. I think Annie Jacobson's point here is that we're in a bad spot. However it happened, no matter how logical people were making decisions, it's not good. Deterrence is a very flawed idea, and she ends the book with a reflection on Göbekli Tepe. I love that Göbekli Tepe made it into this book, by the way.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So, 1,000-year-old Stone Age structure that makes everyone wonder how it got there, why it was built, where the people who built it went. This structure rewrote our history because this is the Stone Age. We didn't think people were building complex structures and altars and rooms and things. So there's a lot of, we just wonder, how did this happen? Where did these people go that built this? Her implication is nuclear war would erase all that we've built in the last 12,000 years. And if humans survive, they'd be Stone Age humans. And maybe in 12,000 years from then, civilization has rebuilt itself. People would find remnants of our civilization and wonder, where did everybody go? There would be no record to survive to tell the story of who started it and who was enemies with who, or even tell the true story. And I'll end with the line that she ends the book with. It was the nuclear weapons that were the enemy of us all along.
Yeah, it's the friends who made along the way ending, but it's just so much darker.
Screw you, Evan.
It did make me think. My conspiracy brain popped on. What if, hundreds of thousands or whatever years ago, there was a civilization just like this, and everybody was normal, and then they came up with nukes, and then they all nuked each other, and everything reset. And what if that's just a thing that has happened before? and we're just going through that same. There's this ebb and flow of humanity and time. Like, what if there really was just civilizations forever ago? There was no aliens or anything that came down. It was just like thousands of millions of years ago. They just nuked the fuck out of themselves, and now we're just like right back to it.
Yeah,
You know?
that's
Like
interesting.
some crazy, like, civilizational Groundhog Day scenario.
Yeah, yeah. Where we
And
just keep repeating the same system.
I will, yeah, it's terrible, and that is kind of hopeful. And I will say that after I read the book and I gave it a day for my nervous system to calm down, I'm like, okay, we're gonna be okay because we're all gonna die anyway. So yeah, we've created a way to make it like as painful as possible for a lot of people on a mass level. But like, I don't know, it made me appreciate the little things because it could all go to crap in 30 minutes or less, easy.
Yeah. I mean, we gotta die. We gotta die sometime.
Yeah, so am I grateful that Evan or Hunter chose this book? No, not at all. But I'm trying to see the silver lining in it. I'm trying to take each day as it comes because my skin could catch on fire and I could shit myself to death, in a matter of hours if things went south. So let's appreciate things while we can.
It had a very similar effect on me when I was dancing in my bathroom to Oasis and listening to Wonderwall over and over again. I kept having this thought of like, I'm glad I can do this. Like, I'm having a good time right now at 12:30 a.m. in my bathroom, and that could just stop. And I'm glad it didn't.
That's so weirdly beautiful. Like that we have the opportunity to dance in our bathrooms in the middle of the night and listen to music because it could go bad soon. And so I don't know. I'm not grateful for this book. I wish you didn't choose it, but I don't know. Can we just cut that? I said it like 1,000 times.
No, I think we keep that in. I love that. I agree. I 100% agree. I'm not grateful that we read it. Didn't enjoy reading it. I don't recommend it.
Also, the majority of the stuff in this book is like no human needs to know it because you're going to be dead. So it doesn't matter what the president's doing. It doesn't matter what these made up titles, Sack Def, Dick Jong, or whatever it is. Like, you're not going to know about it. You're just going to explode.
Yeah.
Maybe
just live every day to
bliss.
the fullest. Yeah. Ignorance is bliss.
Ignorance is bliss.
Yeah. The main takeaway of this whole thing is just like, if you focus on death, you're not going to get anything out of it. It's just sad. So just enjoy the little moments in life.
It's hard to do,
Jesus
though.
Christ. Okay, let's wrap it up here. What's the book in one word? Mine, I'll go first. Existential.
Horrifying.
Disheartening.
Yes. Wow.
There you go. That's probably, sums it up. All right, so read it yourself or leave it on the shelf. I'm going to say it's a rough read, but read it yourself.
If you're into that sort of thing, if you like feeling bad about the way things are and you hate life, read it. Pick it up. It'll make you feel something for sure, but I'd say leave that bitch on the shelf.
Yeah, don't read it.
So this is my one last silver lining. I don't think the tone of the book is fatalist. I think she effectively does what she was trying to do, which is say, after you read this book, you're not going to think deterrence is such a great idea. You're not going to say mutually assured destruction as if that's like a good plan. And you're not going to think of the interceptor missiles and the satellites that are supposed to keep you safe as something that does keep you safe. And so, like, I know you can't do anything about it once it started, but it hasn't started. So I would say, like, I would like more people to read this, especially people that might be close to decision makers who can say, hey, maybe the whole launch on warning thing where we launch before we ever even get hit is like a bad idea. And maybe let's like keep working on de-escalation and disarmament and just like trying to get back to where just a much safer place. I don't think it's impossible. I know it's hard. Game theory makes it very hard, but I can't imagine that it's impossible to like safeguard a little bit more or make a tiny bit of progress. And I think this book moves people in that direction, or at least like raises some awareness about it. So that's my last like silver lining. It is depressing. It's depressing as hell, but I think it accomplishes that purpose well.
I guess you're right. I'm not mad that I know all this now, I guess. It's nice to like it. You do learn a lot, and it's probably better to know this kind of stuff and like have an understanding of it.
Yeah, in a weird way, I felt a bit more prepared if this scenario goes down. I just don't know if silly little Kyle over here needed to read it. Like I can't praise Annie Jacobson enough. It's a masterclass in how to write something like this, but it was not for me in this given moment.
Okay, I take it back. Read the book. I recommend the book.
Nice. We
Wow.
did it. All right, we swayed some votes here. Amazing. Well, Another book in the books, for better or worse. Shout out to Annie Jacobson. Excellent writing, like Kyle said. She's got a bunch of other books that we should, definitely read. These are the other books. Area 51, Operation Paperclip, The Pentagon's Brain, Phenomena, Surprise, Kill, Vanish, and First Platoon. All those
Surprise, Kill, Vanish.
Fun.
What a name.
So those all sound... The only one that sounds kind of fun is Area 51. The only one that sounds like... So if anyone is thinking about suggesting us any of those books, only do Area 51 because I'll shut your ass down so quick. Just like my brother Drew, every time he suggests Twilight. It's not gonna happen. Love you, brother. Not gonna happen.
Us on Instagram at BibliaFools. If you want to see the polls of us asking for books, we started doing that. We'll see if that continues.
That was a mess.
It wasn't that bad.
We're online at bibliafools.com. If you have a book request, email us at bibliafools@gmail.com and follow the show on Spotify. Any parting advice for the audience here?
You should use baby wipes to wipe your butt. So you do a baby wipe and then a dry wipe.
You can leave now.